Hey guys, it's Pure Venom bringing you another video. So, I've been getting some people who have been asking what I'm using for my desktop management. So the software that I use is actually called Fences. So it allows me to build um, all of all of these folders that you see here. So pretty much just like how you would have with Android or iOS, the miniature folders on your start screen or on your multiple windows that you would have on your phone. So for me, like I said, I have a background in software development. So of course I have my Microsoft Office packages. I will be having projects in Visio that should start helping out with a little bit more of the streaming that I'm going to be doing here shortly. So coming this January, I will have streaming back up and running. So I will make sure I have links down below when that is up and running. So if you guys want to check it out or if you guys want to follow, please definitely help me out. And then from there, of course, like I said, my programming suites that I use. So I do have Terminal and everything like that. I have Bash installed on this machine. So I do a little bit of Bash. Of course, I'm not the greatest, so I'm just playing around with it, learning it. Typically, I play with an Android Studio. And then, of course, Visual Studios, if I can talk. Whew. And then, because also everybody wants to know what I use for any of my thumbnails and also for my video editing and then also just for doing playback. So I use Scorpion Player. It's like $1 or $2. It's on sale. Works really well, works with all file formats that I at least work in. So I personally haven't seen any issues in that front. And then a lot of people want to know alternatives to Adobe because not a lot of people like paying monthly for software. I totally get it. So Affinity Publisher, Photo, and Designer, they're great. Designer is pretty much an upscaled publisher or Illustrator for Adobe. Affinity Photo is going to be very similar to Photoshop. And then Designer is like InDesign. It does a lot of the GFX art, things like that. Of course, I do have the tried and true VLC player just in case if I run into a file format that I work with that just can't read. It's very rare. And then if I have to convert any files, it helps with Handbrake. And with Threadripper, like I said, it takes no time to render out most of these video clips. And of course, always DaVinci Resolve is what I use for my video editor. Why? Because I love DaVinci color grading and also editing flow. It blows away Adobe Premiere. I'll always take that into account just because it does multi-threaded really well. It takes utilization of the graphics cards and it makes my Threadripper work. So I don't complain. When I worked with an Adobe, my Threadripper system, I was dealing with crashes. It's not something I was enjoying. With DaVinci, I don't get crashes. The only time that I do deal with crashes is when I'm doing some color grading, and that's just because I'm being a little bit anal about my colors. So I hope you guys like the video footage. And then of course I do have always my utilities. So just stuff that I use. Helps out with just general testing of the M.2s that I work with, and then also just keeping up their firmware. Ryzen Master just lets me know, all my settings are set correctly. Of course, I have all my game stuff down here, and then all my social media stuff, and then of course having Dext and also Microsoft Edge. Yes, I do use the Chromium version of Edge. I use that pretty much exclusively. I have Chrome as backup just in case if there's something going wrong with the beta. I have noticed originally it was on the developer version of it because I wanted to help with the growth of the software, and there were some things that they did fix, and then there were some things that they broke. At least they fixed most of the stuff that I at least asked for because they sent me feedback back and saying, yeah, we fixed that. There was a scrolling issue, or I was dealing with Outlook for online, the web services was dealing with issues with that, and then I couldn't get any type of services available on the new build for the dev version. I don't know why. It was very strange. So I'm just more like, whatever, who cares? I don't. I'm just going back to the beta. Every 6 weeks I get updates, and at least it's more polished of a browser. It works great. I actually really do enjoy it. And then I use MyTube. Why do I use it? It's just a faster client. If I want to go to youtube.com, I can. But the thing is that this guy spent a ton of time. I don't even remember who it is. I donated to him. And he did a hell of a job. And let me see if I can find who the developer is. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Blackman. Yeah, he's been great. He really takes this to a whole new level, and I will definitely go and say, if you want a good Windows app that's for YouTube, MyTube is the best of the best. And it's flawless. It works great. If you donate money, you actually get the ability of theming and colors and all that stuff. I donated like $2 or $3 because at the time he released this, it was one of those like really beta type of programs. It worked, but it was a little rough. But now it's great, and I personally enjoy it. And there's nothing that I would say differently about it. It's just an awesome program. But this is what I use on a day-to-day. Fences is great because it just allows you to drag and pick and make a folder for anything. And it's very modular, allows you to drag them around, move them around. It really doesn't hurt any of the CPU or RAM. It's just one of those things where it's more of a GPU type of experience that it does hit. So, and I believe Fences is made by Stardock. If I'll have the link down below. I can't remember who Fences is made by, but I believe it's done by Stardock, and they do Start 8, Start 10, all that stuff. So I'll throw their link down below. But if you guys do have any other questions, please feel free. Comment down below. Of course, like and subscribe. We are almost at 200 subscribers, and I do appreciate everybody who is subscribing, paying, watching the videos. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. But you guys have a great one, like always. Enjoy the videos, man.